my veggies? My name is VTR. And welcome back to another movie review. Sad this thing again. For a second time. Now, before I get into this, the reason why I know there's like movies and producers cut, movie with producer cuts and director's cuts and things like that. And I've only ever done a review like this once, way a while back, before I really even knew how to review movies. With the extended cut of Suicide Squad, which in retrospect, I probably wouldn't have done. Since like the changes for that were so insignificant. All it did was add a few little things, didn't really change much. And there'll be some movies in the future that have director's cuts and stuff like that that won't get double reviews because, well, when those movies come up, those movies will come up. But this one, though, there's enough changes where I feel like enough stuff I need to talk about for this version of the movie to be reviewed as its own thing. First things first, this version of the movie does not help the movie at all, even though it is the producer's cut, which is the original. By the way, I haven't even said this is the Curse of Michael Myers producer's cut. The producer's cut doesn't do really anything better than the. Well, it doesn't make it any more of a better movie. Let me say that instead. Even though like I feel like this movie. This version was the one that was originally made and shown to test audiences, and they didn't like it, so that's when all the reshoots happened and everything, and they tried to in the theatrical cut, they tried to cut out as much of the cult stuff as possible, which partly is a good thing because the cult stuff is still stupid, but I still would like some explanation to it, and this version of the movie definitely does it better, because first thing I want to talk about, first substantial change I want to talk about before we get to the cult stuff is the fact that Jamie actually survives at the beginning. She doesn't die. She dies later when the man in black, in the black suit, or whatever you want to call him, kills her in the hospital. And that's basically the only craziest change of this movie. Another thing that the kills are cut down a little bit. They're not as explicit. Like there's a scene, one where they kill at the beginning where like Michael snaps this dude's neck. It's just a simple neck snap in this version, but in the theatrical version there was like some spine popping out and everything. And obviously in this version, the big head explosion that's in the theatrical cut is not in this cut, which I don't know. And also the score is more traditional Halloween because they use a lot of the other music for this, which I think is better, honestly. Like there is some good eerie stuff in the original version, in the theatrical version, and I didn't mention this in the other one, the cinematography and some of the scenes for this is really good, and that's one of the better praises I can give the movie. Another thing I want to point out though about the film is I want to make sure I hope that's better angle. Another thing I want to point out about the film, obviously, the color grading looks unfinished, unlike in the theatrical cut, because it looks like they didn't want to go back and like color grade everything and all that. It just doesn't look right to me. Some scenes feel weirder and some feel shortened. Some feel necessary for this version to be added. But some just like don't just feel odd. Like the one scene with Loomis and the cult leader, whatever the heck his name is. That's fully reshot. At least the cult leader. I don't remember the guy's name. The cult leaders parts were because obviously they couldn't refilm Donald Pleasance's parts because Donald Pleasance had passed away before these reshoots, which, rest in peace, man. But something that seems a little odd and jarring to me. Part of me really isn't a big fan. They actually show like the cult stuff and the ritual stuff in this one, kind of. Which is good to get more explanation in this one. But also some weird stuff is added. Like there's like these little stones that like Paul Rudd's character Tommy Doyle is able to use to like stop Michael at one point. And also we learn that the reason how Michael's the baby is Michael's. You basically took it. They forced Michael to take advantage of his niece, which is very uncomfortable, and it's just, I don't know. It's legit just strange. I'm sorry, I mean, it's silent. That whole thing is just so odd. They even did that in the slightest. You can tell I'm like, it's not doing for this movie because I'm not even doing full effort into just the movie's still bad. This doesn't make it any better. The producer's cut's not any better than the theatrical cut. Frankly, I think the finale of the theatrical cut is a little better, to be honest. At least we get to see some good Michael stuff. The rest of this, though, the last 15 minutes of the producer's cut is just, it's more. Yes, we get the explanations of stuff, and I guess that's the only good redeeming factor about this, and maybe the score. But everything else is either worse or just the same. Like there's not much change from besides those things, which honestly just really just doesn't sit well with me. The fact that I made myself sit through this movie twice when I could probably just watch the cut comparison and get all this stuff clear easily, but nope, I decided to sit through and watch this whole thing myself. And a few things I want to point out. I think I said in the other review, I didn't point out that the family, it's not like the family that adopted Lori, which I think I said that it was in the other review. That's not the case. This is not that. This is the character that this is family of that family. So it's like someone's cousin or something, like this cousin's family or something like that. I don't know. You do get a few shots that actually help explain things a little better, like when the one scene at the dinner table or the breakfast table when she's like, oh yeah, give her all our money, and he's like, you actually see her sliding the mom sliding her the money. But there's just not much need. If I'd recommend, if you're gonna watch this movie, I'd probably say stick with the theatrical. Like they're both bad regardless, and the theatrical one I think is the one more people have access to. Or it might be the producer's cut. I don't know. I don't remember. All I know is that the one I just watched was the theatrical cut. But at the same time, I don't know. I legit just don't know. What do I even rate? This one, I would say this version's worse. So I'll have to rate this one a solid 2. I know it's still the same movie. I don't know if I can rate it any different. It's a completely different viewing experience because the movie looks different. There's some dialogue that's taken out and some that's added, scenes that are added, stuff that makes more sense with this version, but at the same time, I think more is lost with this version. Even though I still they're both bad. The theatrical cut is just not as bad. This one's definitely worse, but not by much. Not by much. So that's why I'll just give this one a 2 and I'll give this one a 2 out of 5 instead of a 2.5. What do you guys think of this movie? It's just, I didn't like it. I want to know what you guys think. Sorry I'm not as enthusiastic. It is super late as well when I'm reviewing this because I'm trying to get these done before I go see Halloween Kills tomorrow. So, and I'm about to watch Halloween H2O right after this. Wish me luck on that one. I hope it's good. I remember fairly decent this film, and I also own a Japanese DVD of it actually, so that's kind of cool. So Halloween H2O is next, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.